Welcome to All About the Alternative. I don't know if anybody's joining me on the chat, but welcome to the All About the Alternative. And hopefully you can join me here. And we're going to get started. We have the applause track, we have a laughter track. So do a whole sitcom. Uh, so welcome in, and hopefully whoever's joining me here can come in and let me know who's on and who's joining me. Um, so uh, yeah, whoever's here, um, just let me know where you're from and who's here. So that would be really good for me to know what my audience is today, where you're from, and what you're doing. And if you have a channel, please come in and give a little bit about your channel. I know some of the other ones out there, they just talk about um, giving some ideas about some of the channels, and so many of them are about gaming channels. So I don't know if that. So it seems to rest on the gaming channels for the ones that do the reviews on channels and stuff like that. Of course, we're talking about vidIQ for that, and I'm great for that one. I think that one is great, but um, I've seen some other channels that give advice in that, and so the last one I did yesterday, and my microphone wasn't doing that great. I'm assuming today, hopefully, the microphone is doing better. I set it up in a different way. Um, so uh, you can let me know if I can be heard, and that you can just I can check that here, I guess. I've got my system here. It doesn't really tell me anything there, but so if you can hear me, let me know. That'd be great. Uh, so if there's any issues there, I will try and fix it. I haven't done too many lives. I've just only done a few lives like this. Um, so I thought, there's a few things that I've seen out there. A lot of the ones that they talk about all the stuff that's really, go out and spend money on all the things that'll help you do your channel and that. And there's a few that don't. There's a few that say, okay, just film with your camera, talk to your camera, and that sounds great. I think that's a great idea. But at the same time, of course, they're giving advice on some of the channel or some of the other editing software. I think maybe they have a affiliate to it or something like that. But in my case, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I can tell you some of the things that I have found that have really been helpful. Because I've been going through and I've learned of some things about editing and stuff like that, and there's a few out there that will even make shorts for you. But unfortunately, they put a little bit of they put that splash screen onto your video, so you know where it came from. Obviously, I have the first short that I did. I used one of those systems, and it was great. I liked the idea, and I like what it did. But I figured I could actually do that myself with the software I already was using, which in my case, I'll say it's Clipchamp. So Microsoft Clipchamp. And if you're with Windows, with Windows platform, a Microsoft platform on your computer, of course, or laptop, then you already have access to Clipchamp because it's part of the Windows Store. But you can also access it through a website as well. So, and you can access it through anything. So I actually accessed it through my iPad and was able to use it. And you don't have to sign up. You have to sign up for it, but you don't have to pay for the use of it. So I'm going to say right now, my channel is all about the alternative. It's not all about the free stuff, but I like to try to find, where I can, some of the free ideas, and share them with people so that you can use, uh, hey, where's all the free stuff? So I guess that's my other thing is finding the free stuff and see what you can do with it. So that's exactly what I'm doing with this as well. So once I see if there's some other people coming in, otherwise I'm just going to change this and do it as a video, I guess. Um, but yeah, so you can actually do a lot of new stuff with this. Um, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I'm learning a lot, and so um, hi Elmo. um, yeah, so I'm just going to do a little bit with this. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a little with this. I guess I'm just getting used to doing a live, and I'm not as familiar with doing lives as just doing my videos because I can do a lot more editing, obviously, with real videos. But hey, um, getting my name out there is a little bit what I'm trying to do too. So of course, trying to get more viewers for my videos, of course. So hopefully, it can help other people out as well. If you're coming in and you have a channel and you'd like to tell me what about your channel, gets the name out to other people, and um, just helps out with everybody. I think if you're coming on and doing a live and you're saying, "Well, don't talk to each other," that doesn't make any sense. Uh, because that's you're building a community with what you do. Um, and so that's all a part of it. So it's all really helpful in that way. Yeah. So um, okay. So I'm going to sort of get started with some of what I've been talking about. Of course, um, you know, some of the like I said with the Clip Champ, all you have to basically do. You can actually go to your Microsoft Store and you can just put in Microsoft Clipchamp, and it'll bring up Clipchamp and everything. I found you can do almost everything with Clipchamp that you can do for editing software, editing your videos. If you're doing in your B-roll, you're putting in pictures. I used to have one of the boxes that you put the object in and you put a backdrop on, and then you take your picture in that. And of course, I was familiar with some of the editing tools, but I really um, I didn't know how to do a lot of them. Excuse me. So I was trying to get a lot of stuff with that. So I was using that box to put my object in, take the picture, and then I would put it into my videos. If you see some of my earlier videos, that's what I was doing. Um, but I couldn't take the background out and stuff like that. It was like trying to find a green screen that just wasn't there. So I was putting them into my video, slicing them in, and suddenly just realized that Clipchamp actually had the ability to do that already. So all you have to do is put the picture into your video and then right click on the picture, and it actually gives you the option to remove the background. So you can remove the background, but you can't save it. And I said that yesterday in my video. And then I discovered that there actually is a website that can do it for you. So if I can share that, I'm going to see if that's even possible that I can share that. So that was my plan today, was to do this video with trying to share stuff. So this was a test. Let's just say that this was actually a test for me to see if I can share a screen, and it's a window. So let's see if we share this and see if it actually works. So oh, I don't think it's working. Is it working? Okay. So this one here is called Microsoft Designer, and hopefully it's actually going to show on screen here. So I don't know if it actually is, but if not, I'm going to have to go back into here. Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. Okay, see, this is my learning curve too, so I'm trying to figure out all of that. Okay, so this is sharing just the window. Okay, so as I said, this is the Microsoft or Designer, or Microsoft Designer. So all you basically do is put your image into where is it now? So you have to sign up. You do have to sign up for it, but it's still, again, it's free. unless you want to sign up for some of the bigger features, then of course, then you're paying for some of the bigger things. But most of it is all free. So I'm just trying to find here what I did. Oh, wait. I wonder if that's, oh, that's where I have to do it. So you can put your image in. So I'm just going to see if I can find my image. Just bear with me a second here. I had it all set up. And then I clicked on something and took the video out. That was nice. So what I did was, one of the videos I did on last week, I did the brass cleaner, right? So I took a video, wherever that one went, and just bear with me here. I apologize. I thought I had this in my folder here, but apparently I don't. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I had this picture that sorry, the original picture I had. Oh, there. Okay. It's my original candlestick picture. So this is the tarnished, and you just drop the picture into, I think you can just drop it in or not. Describe your image. But I actually put the image in, so I don't know why it's not taking it today. Just bear with me here, because I remember I did it and did on images. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, sorry. Okay, so when you're in this screen, okay, I did it completely wrong. My apologies. Let's start over on that. Okay. all in doing a live, right? Okay. So yeah, you click on the main screen here, of course, and you go to remove background. Now, of course, that's not going to be showing on my screen. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. I'm good. Okay. So I'm going to drag and drop the picture in. That's what I did. Okay, so you drag and drop the picture in. These are my candlesticks from the from that video. And see, I had this background here because I was trying to give a backdrop so it could be seen properly. And of course, so I'm going to upload that picture. And it's going to take a second here to do that. And it's just going to do its little thing here. It does this little neat little screen that is showing. So that's kind of cool. I didn't realize I was going to be in that part. Okay, so there you go. So it removed the background. And then you can also adjust, you can change the color. Now, according to this, it's actually a black background here. So you can just change it and change it to a white background, and then you can save it. It says download. That's where you go to download, and then it saves on the on your computer, and then you can use that image in your video. So, and it does it for free. There's no the limited amount of that you can do or something like that. You can actually just use it as needed for any image that you have. And so that one's, so my apologies for yesterday for saying that I didn't know where you could do it. I just suddenly found out, hey, you can do it online, and so it's all, you don't even have to have the software on your system. It's software that's you just use a website to do it. So there's that. Now, of course, let's go back to this and stop sharing. Okay, so that's what it is when you do a live. Now I know what I'm doing now a little bit better than I did. See, I'm learning too as I'm doing this. So So there's that, and of course now I can actually share the screen for different things too. So that's kind of cool. Um, I have this sound box too that now I can actually um, put in different sounds and stuff like that as I'm doing my video. But all that stuff, I mean, yeah, I've sort of acquired a few things over time, and I'll be honest, I play the little thing with doing with Timu that you get a free item if you buy certain items or whatever, or buy, spend $35 and you get a free item and that. And I always look for the item I need to use. So I've acquired my lights. I got the gimbal, um, the sound box. So and the other light that I have here too. So all that stuff. I mean, I didn't spend anything. So yes, I'm the free. I'll be the free thing. You know, there's no need to go out and spend a whole lot of money to start up a YouTube channel. And like I said, yesterday I have an old phone that can take a 1 terabyte card, and so unlike your phones today that can't even take an SD card, so everything's being saved on the SD card, but it's a 1 terabyte card, so I can film and keep music and keep information on my. I even do it as an e-reader actually, using my phone, my secondary phone here, to do everything, and it doesn't take the power out of my phone to use it as a phone. So, and sometimes I do use my phone for some video editing or some, creating a video if I didn't have that on hand. But it does take up a significant amount of space on my phone, which only has, so many. These phones today only have so many gigs. So that's why I use the other phone, and I usually use, and I'll just turn this off for a second. I have another little tripod here that has a light on it, and then I just put on the in the right spot the camera, and I just use that. And then of course it has both a tripod here, and also having that you can just close it up and use it as a walk and talk kind of thing. So I'm trying out that a little bit more as well. I'm going to use any phone with that, so it's not like you have to clip anything onto it for it. So that's good. Oops, just lost my batteries. And that's one thing this thing does is this light here just likes to, the minute anything happens, it loses the backing of the thing and loses the batteries. So just automatically, that's what happens. And I always have a spare set of batteries on hand here. That's the way it works. Nope, not going to happen. Guess I can't get this light back on. Oh, wait, maybe I will. All right, not the professional that I'd like to be, but eventually it all takes time, right? And of course, we're all amateurs on YouTube. Nobody's actually a professional of any kind unless you're a videographer, I guess. Maybe that's where you get all that. Yeah, so anyway, I'm doing a lot of things with all my YouTube stuff. I don't know who's joining me on here, but if you're seeing it on the replay, then you can give me a comment on whatever I'm, some of the things I'm suggesting. I may do some more in another one, but there are lots of different ones. There's lots of different websites I have found that you can just use for free to do all kinds of editing that you want. You can take an MP, your video file, and turn it into a music file, or split a file. If you're using your phone, I'm always cautious of the fact that I made one video that I did an hour-long video, and then I went to put it into the editing into Clipchamp, and it didn't accept the video because it was an hour-long video, and it doesn't like long videos like that. It just buggles up the system or whatever to take too long to process the video. So I guess it rejects it for being too big. So I always try to do blocks of 15. Now, if you're doing a video camera, it's doing blocks of 15, right? But if you're actually recording somewhere, and you might want to, like, you're just doing a video and you're just going to upload it just as is, don't worry about that. But if you're going to do some editing on it, you actually do want to put it in blocks of 15, and then when you go to put it into the editor, you just put it all in and it all slices together. But you can also remove all the extra stuff that you didn't want to say, or somebody walked into the shot or something like that, and I've tried to do some editing on that stuff. So, but all of that can be done. Like I said, Clipchamp is the free way to go about doing that. I know there are a lot of others that you can spend money on, but if you're a new YouTuber, you don't want to be spending. Don't spend it if you haven't made it yet. Like I tried to say yesterday, I had this book years ago that was a Stephen King segment that was written into this book. It's not a Stephen King book, but it is a book on writing. And he basically said, unless you've published something, you don't look for an agent, and until you've made money, you don't spend it. He lived in a trailer and wrote his first book, and then after he wrote his first book and it became popular, then he was able to afford things, and he did, and so he had an agent, and actually, got his books out. But until he actually published that first book, he couldn't do any of that. So I always loved that advice. And so I've taken that to heart, and basically said, if you can do something and hopefully be helped out with doing your video, that would actually work. I just realized that's in my in my glasses. It still is. I can't turn it out. Okay, sorry about that. It's in my glasses still. I've tried to get it out of there every now and then. It just sort of pops into my glasses. Anyway, so this is all fun. It's actually been a learning curve for me doing the lives for this as well. So hope you're bearing with me that I'm making some mistakes here. But yeah, if you can give me like and subscribe to my channel as well, because I've got a lot of other. This is actually, I consider this to be part of my alternatives. What can you do differently? How can you look at something differently, right? This is it. If somebody else is going to come on and say, this is the software, but you have to, pay money out for that software when you haven't made any money yet, well, what is that going to do for you? It's just going to cost you more, and it's going to cost you monthly for something that you haven't even made any money on yet. So of course you're going into you start up your YouTube channel and you're all new, you've never done anything before. And like my channel is actually officially will be officially in September. Actually, it'll be 18 years old. And I wish I had known. I honestly wish I had kept up more in the very beginning of knowing when things started being monetized and that, and I probably would have changed over the channel back then. You imagine what I could have done with this back then. And then, of course, realizing a couple years ago that I already had all the bases that I needed to cover to be monetized already. I just should have known better to do it. But hey, I didn't know. And so I'm doing it now. What better way? Let's do it. I turned 50. Let's do it. And so it's let's just start over and say, well, okay, so I've already got the subscribers, I already had the watch hours, and I had all the stuff. So why not? Let's just do it. And I changed over the channel because I was already I had so many, like all the gadgets and stuff and all the stuff that I do. It's not just something that I have as all about the alternative. I actually live it. It's something I do, and it's a part of me, and I'm sharing that with the world now, I guess. And so it's fun. Um, but I've done some media concepts that I've done, which I consider to be also talking about an alternative. Is that too? How is it being perceived? How is all of our stuff in our environment being perceived? And of course, I've got these, I'm changing these flags every now and then. uh, you know. So I'm trying to decorate this a little bit more. I didn't turn on any of those lights, but hey, it's all good. So hopefully, this is giving a little bit of advice, and going to dole it out a little bit at a time. And I'm going to try to do some more lives like this, because I'm hopefully maybe getting a little more of a reach out there. And as I do more of the other videos, we'll be able to, I'll get a better reach again and maybe grow this channel a little bit more. So hopefully um, that can work out. Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought I had to go in a different actual program to do like sharing my screen and stuff like that too. And then I discovered I didn't need to do that. I can do it right with YouTube. So if they're saying, well, you get one of these streaming services and stuff like that, I looked at that too. And of course, again, there are certain restrictions on some of them to do that. So I'm going to look into some of those. I know Rumble Studio, I can probably do that one and actually use it a little bit more, because I do have that. But some of the other ones are, again, they're paying for a service that if you're just getting started, you're putting out money you don't have yet. So that's what I looked for to just make suggestions. And hopefully that is going to be helpful. If it's not helpful, put in the comments below that, hey, you're giving the wrong advice. I don't know. Because everybody wants to make money out there. But as you make the money and you want to invest in some of those other editing services, and maybe getting somebody to do editing for you, you can do that. But until your channel takes off and you're actually getting those, you can get the amount of subscribers, you can get your 1,000 subscribers, you can get your 4,000 watch hours. But if you're not getting the views, you're only making pennies. And so, and I can attest to that. I've made some money on it. And I want to address one other thing here as well. There are actual sites out there, and vidIQ is one of them. I don't know. I don't normally say, channels, but vidIQ is not just a channel. It's also a service that asks for you to pay for their service to help you do your channel. And they may give you some advice. They gave me some very weird advice in the beginning that they didn't even know that I was monetized already, and they tried to give me some weird advice about some of my videos and that. And I took some of their suggestions. It was okay for some of their suggestions, but a lot of things, I just felt that they were pulling at strings for things that that they looked at my channel and went, if you're doing this, you're never going to get monetized and stuff. And I had to actually say to them, I am monetized already. I don't know what I need that help for. And I understand that they're trying to help new channels, but they charge for a service. Again, you're paying for something that if you haven't made money yet, you're paying for something that you don't need. Just put your name out there, get your videos out there, take a video of an interest, go to Facebook, find the same interest, join the group, or maybe you're already part of the group or created the group yourself, share the video out there. And yes, I know that that's an algorithm issue, but it actually does work. I put one of my videos out on one of the things one of the groups I was involved in. I was already involved in, and I made a video and I shared it to that group, and everybody went to watch the video, and I got the views on that video because of that. Another video I had that I put out there, and it was only an 8-minute video. I should have made that one longer, but technically I don't have to make the video longer. But it was only an 8-minute video, and it got a minimal amount of views the day that I put it out, and sat there for about maybe a month or so. I'll say it sat there for about a month, getting almost very little views. And then suddenly it got shared by someone. I don't know who shared it. I actually don't even know. But it got shared, and then other people started sharing it, apparently, because that's what I was seeing with the analytics. And then suddenly it took off. And it's now got like 10,000 views or something in the matter of months. that I never expected it to have, because that video is not the greatest video I ever made, but it is actually it's one of my most lucrative videos at this point right now. But it didn't make it until now. It took several months for it to actually do anything, and that's the thing that nobody tells you. The videos are sitting there. You've made videos for a year, or let's just say a year, and you've got videos sitting there, and maybe it's about a topic that has several videos involved in it, maybe. And there's lots of them out there that do that. And suddenly they're watching your playlist with that video, with those videos, and that's, you're making residuals on it. So yeah, okay, fine. You didn't make the video didn't do anything the day it came out because nobody saw it, but it might get seen later. So that's what you're going to see. So it just keeps, you know, you'll go and you'll and do it like that. Anyway, so what I was trying to get at though before was with vidIQ, and there's a couple of others out there that show information about your analytics to other people. So you can type in the name of one of the creators on here, on YouTube or on Rumble or any of the other, uh, like TikTok or whatever it is. You can actually put in the name of the creator on there, and it'll show you analytics for that person. I caution anybody using that. I did my own. I put my own channel in there and looked at the analytics that it showed, and discovered that it wasn't accurate. Even though, so somebody's going to bring up somebody else's stats on their video. So they're going to talk about, oh, this person is doing this way and doing really well or not doing really well. And they're going to analyze them based on those analytics that they're looking at. I caution that, because the actual reality is, when I looked at my own, it wasn't anywhere near accurate to what I had. It was all over the map with different ideas about how my channel was doing. And I don't know where it got the stats from, because none of it was accurate. So yeah, if you're watching somebody telling information about somebody else's stats, that's where they're getting the information from, and it could be out of date. It could be not information that they've allowed you to know about. I think there is some things that they can actually restrict as far as what your information that you can know. I don't even know how that is analyzed. Because like I said, it was, even based on the date that it was showing for my channel, none of it was accurate. So yeah, you're seeing somebody going, well, let's look at the stats of so-and-so from their point of view, and that's all they're looking at is somebody else's information. Again, it can be changed. It can be, it can be all kinds of things that nobody really looks at and knows. So yeah. So I don't know. Perhaps doing these lives is going to bring out some more information. I want to do that as a thing. I think I'm not going to set a time frame right now as to when I'm going to do them, because I'm going to try to do them as often as I can. But I only have so much time myself, so hopefully. As my day goes on, I can pop on and do a live perhaps for an hour or so. Hi, Chris. So, it's all in fun. And so I'm just trying to give some advice, I guess, as far as what I've seen, and maybe do I did a couple of unboxings. I do some stuff on screen. So, yeah. So I'm trying different things. So it'll be interesting. I don't know about doing a live with my phone, because I don't know if the internet on my phone is would last that. But I probably could. I just don't know how much because I only have, there's only so much data I have on my phone that I don't want to be overusing it. But doing it here, I can do this as often as I can. So, yeah. So, okay. You're playing in Poison Ivy? What were you playing with Poison Ivy for? Not if I'm outside. I don't have a Wi-Fi connection outside, so it's. I mean, I can do it at home. I can do the Wi-Fi, but yeah, if I'm anywhere else, I unless I'm somewhere where Wi-Fi is available, I don't have. I wouldn't have the Wi-Fi. So I do have quite a bit of data on my phone plan, but I just don't know how much of it I want to use up doing that. So I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to find where there's a connection, I guess. Yeah. So I was trying to give some ideas about some videos that. Some video editing tools that I found that are actually not expensive. They're not they're free. Um, so my big alternative thing is being I'm going to show you all the free stuff apparently. So um, that'll be interesting. Um, Starlink. There's a Starlink Mini. I didn't know there was a Starlink Mini. Is there actually a Starlink Mini? I'd have to find that. um, so, just trying to find a topic that we'll use for my lives, I guess, basically. But so, trying to do something with this that'll make it work for me, I guess. It can tell me if I'm doing better or worse or whatever. I don't know. As long as you can actually hear me. Yesterday, the video I did yesterday, I was trying to go through the sound card, and I guess it was all mixed up and everything. So hopefully, I just touched the microphone. Um, Hopefully, this is now working. I can do a review for them. Um, I don't know because I'm not looking to be sponsored by anywhere, at least not yet, anyway. Because then I can give my own advice. I can give my own opinion of these programs, right? I don't really have to be. um, I've got a lot of stuff, and I can just do that game thing too. I was thinking I could do that as a live too, but I don't know how that would quite work. But now that I can share my screen, I can actually show the pictures and stuff like that. So I could actually do that. I could do all like there's tons of stuff now that I'm actually learning. I'm learning the editing stuff. I'm learning how to do shorts. Um, and like I said, I did the CapCut thing in the beginning, or the Opus clip thing in the beginning to do shorts. And then I realized, wait, my software, the Clipchamp, already does that. So, and then I went and did it, but I didn't redo the same video because I already uploaded it and it was already being shown. So I didn't redo that one. I wish I kind of had, but anyway. But so that one will sit there with the timestamp or the, I guess whatever you call that thing, the stamp that the software puts on, right? But Clipchamp doesn't do that. Clipchamp doesn't put a watermark. That's what I'm thinking of, the watermark that they stick on these things. So I was kind of really glad about finding that they didn't put a watermark on those things. I can put my own watermark on those, but it doesn't actually it doesn't stick anything in there saying that you're using free software, you know. So yeah, it's Microsoft Clipchamp. It's all one word, Clipchamp, and it's not just even if you're using iPad or like an uh, your Apple products or whatever, you can still use it because it's actually available as a website. So it's actually Microsoft Clipchamp, and I can share that, I think. How do I share that? Sorry, I'm just trying to learn it myself here. Um, so I don't know if I can go to the home. Okay, it's going to show my page on it, but that'll be okay. I can do that. Oh, there we go. There it goes. Okay. So now it's showing just making sure that's showing there. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so now it's showing things. So it actually, all you basically do is go into the creative, you have to sign up for it. Keep in mind you have to sign up for it because then you have an account. And everything you do on it on the same system that you're using will show in the your videos section down below. But you go to your create a new video, and you basically can put in all of your all the pieces to your video. So all the pictures for B-roll that I use, like that kind of thing. You put it all in. I have my splash screen that I have when I first start up my thing. The big all about the alternative stuff, and then I have the disclaimers that I have. So you just splice that all in to that software, and like I said before, if you're putting in a picture that doesn't have that has a background sitting into it, all you have to do is put the picture in and then take out the remove background. And I just showed before how to do removing a background with the other one, the Microsoft Designer. But you can do it directly on the Clipchamp with this one. So it's just Microsoft Clipchamp. If you just go to any browser and put in Microsoft Clipchamp, it'll come up. So there's that. So it's actually, I was so surprised to find that one actually, because I was looking at all the ones that would have been, you have to pay for the service. And any of the other ones would only do so much, like they would only do a small video. They wouldn't do a full-size video. So good luck on if you ever wanted to do anything more than, I don't know how much space, but they would put a watermark on those videos as well. This one, nothing. It doesn't put any kind of watermark on your video at all. So you can make your video, and even if you don't want to, so you just, you want to edit some things out. So you've said something you didn't want to say, and that you can reduce the video. You're putting your video in and you want to take the audio out, it will actually remove the audio or separate the audio, so you can use the audio separately. Like with my video for my short that I did for the dog park. And I had one section there that I wasn't talking, or I said something and then I didn't finish what I was saying. I'm really revealing all my parts here. But I actually took part of the crunching of the stones, mixed it in to the area where I had messed up, and then took my what I was saying and put it into the right spot that I actually wanted it to be in, and I fixed it. So if you look at that video, that is actually very edited for what I actually was trying to do, and it fixed the video, because actually I had started the video up on this way, and then I turned it as I was doing the video. So I cut the video from that portion, and you'll see me turn the video in that short. And I spliced it back together again and did all my editing stuff, and that's how I did it. Clipchamp. I'm a big supporter of Clipchamp at this point, and I don't know. Hey, sponsor me. It would be helpful if they would, but I know I'm not. Like I said, I can give my own opinions. I can say everything I want based on what I'm talking about, because I don't, I can do all that. So. And I can give the advice of what I found, and I don't have to have their approval for it. If they don't like what I've said, well, they can tell me that they don't like what I've said, but I don't think I've said anything wrong about any of it. So, so actually, yeah, you're right. It actually is probably part of Microsoft 365. But I remember having to sign up. I think I do have Microsoft 365 anyway, but I signed up for it separately because I was using a different account for it, I think, in my case. But that was, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I can have some fun with this and do all this stuff, and I'm learning as I go. It's a learning process, learning as you go kind of thing. And I used to be like the one behind the camera. So many years ago. I mean, I always loved to take pictures and video and stuff like that. None of it will ever see the light of day on YouTube because it's personal. But of family stuff and whatever. It's none of that will ever probably ever make it to YouTube, but I still have it. I still have it saved on a hard drive. So, maybe I'll splice in something once in a while of, hey, I did this years and years ago, and I can actually edit it and whatever. I think that'd be kind of cool. And I've got some other plans on some other things that I like to do this summer once it finally has some nice weather out there, so I can go and film some stuff. Uh, I know there's some great things around Toronto here and in outside of Toronto, and so I can just go and film some of that stuff. So that was always my advice to anybody: play and learn. If you can't figure it out, somebody out there will tell you. You can look it up on Google, and it'll probably tell you how to do it too. But that's all the play and learn stuff. Um, you don't have to have. I don't know. Like I said, I've acquired some things that I got. Some of it I got from Temu for free, and that. Um, and I was playing with the Super Bowl one time with they had their Super Bowl gift thing or something, and that's how I got my gimbal, and so that thing follows me around as I'm making my videos. Yeah, I can do that just like that. And as I know Chris already knows that I did this one time where I had my video going. Don't do this. Have your video going, and I made my video. It was all great and everything, and I stopped the video when I was finished and didn't stop the gimbal. And I uploaded my video to my computer to do my editing, and stupidly I got up and it wiped half the stuff off my desk because I was connected to a wire that the camera was connected to, and decided to wipe off my desk with all this stuff because it went and followed me out of the room. So don't do that. Turn the gimbal off before you get up. But yeah, so I but yeah, it actually will follow you all the way around, and that's kind of cool. So it's like your own cameraman, you know. Um, it won't tilt or anything because you have to tilt it separately for that, but it will follow you straight and you keep the camera straight. So, and then of course you can also just use your hand and it stops, and then you use your hand again and it continues on and does it again. So if you get into a good position that you really like and you like that, then you just do it and it stops. So I don't know. Was that helpful? I don't know if that was helpful or not. You can tell me. So then I can start showing my room around. When Tiffany walks in the room or something, I can show her she is. But usually, because it's on this level here and she's down there, so used to be I had in the other place, I had the chair behind me. I had this chair that I was trying to do this decorative chair thing, which is now this. But she would get up and she would sit on the chair next to me while I was preparing to do everything. And then I would start recording. And I got a couple of videos that she was sitting there on the chair. And then she just would get up when I actually went to record. And so she would never actually be in the video. So I wasn't exploiting my dog. But she was just happened to be either there or whatever. So eventually you may see her walk in here, and I can tilt the camera down, but she's actually, I think she's not in the room right now. But so there's that too. Anyway, so I think I've done almost, well, not entirely an hour, but I've done almost an hour doing this, and so that was one idea. So hopefully, so I've done the Clip Champ and I did the Microsoft Designer. So we did all the Microsoft stuff today. So I'm going to do another video at some point, and I'll try to show some more of what I came up with, some other suggestions I came up with. I'll do those on other videos. So we'll dole it out a little bit each time, and so it'll be interesting to show what I find out, show what I've learned, show and tell. Here, I've learned this. now you guys can know about it too. So, um, so anyway, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to end for today, or for this morning anyway. If I have a chance, maybe this afternoon, I will try again to do another one, and hopefully we'll see how it goes. And or because I don't know if I'm going to have much time the rest of the week, but today I had some time. So anyway, I will end it here, and hopefully you can give me a like and a subscribe, and put your comments down below if you're watching on the replay. And we'll talk to you on the next one. Have a good day, everybody.